When we look at a tree, we see a quiet story of patience. A tree does not grow in one day or one season. From a small seed, it slowly becomes a sapling, then a strong trunk with wide branches. Each year adds only a little growth, but over time it becomes tall and lasting. The tree reminds us that real growth takes time, and patience is the soil in which strength is born. In our lives, we often hope for quick results. We want our work to succeed soon, our relationships to be perfect, our worries to end right away. Yet life rarely moves in such a hurry. Like the tree, we need seasons of waiting. There are times when our efforts seem invisible, when nothing appears to change. But beneath the surface, just like roots reaching deeper into the ground, growth is happening in silence. When we look at a mountain, we see something that does not hurry. A mountain stands through sun and rain, through hot days and cold nights. It does not run after what it likes, and it does not escape from what it dislikes. It simply stays, tall and calm, while everything around it changes. This quiet strength teaches us something important about patience. In our daily lives, we often feel pushed by time. We rush from one task to another, afraid that we will fall behind. Our minds become busy, full of noise and restlessness. In these moments, it is good to remember the mountain. It reminds us that not everything must be solved at once. Just as the mountain endures storms without losing itself, we too can stay steady in times of difficulty. The tree also shows us how patience brings stability. Its roots hold firm in the earth, so when storms come, it bends, but does not break. We too can build deep roots through steady practice and gentle endurance. With patience, we learn not to be shaken by every difficulty, and notice how a tree gives without asking. It offers shade, fruit, and shelter to birds and animals. This generosity does not come quickly. It is the result of years of steady growth. In the same way, when we allow patience to guide us, our lives can naturally become a source of peace and support for others. The growth of a tree tells us that patience is not wasted time. It is the quiet process by which life becomes strong, generous, and beautiful. The mountain also shows us how patience does not mean doing nothing. Even while it seems still, changes are happening slowly. Rocks break into soil, plants grow on its slopes, snow melts into rivers. This is how nature moves, not with sudden force, but with quiet, steady action. Patience allows growth in its own time, without force. When we carry this lesson into our own hearts, we may find a different way of living. We can learn to face problems without panic, to wait without fear, and to trust that change will come, just as spring follows winter. The stillness of the mountain tells us, true strength is calm, and true calm is patient. A river is always moving, yet it never seems to hurry. From high mountains to wide oceans, it travels step by step, turning, bending, and winding its way forward. It does not fight the rocks that block its path. Instead, it gently goes around them, or over time, it shapes them. The river teaches us that patience is not only about waiting, but also about moving forward without struggle. In life, we often meet obstacles. They may appear as problems in our families, difficulties in our health, or worries about the future. Many times, we want to break through these obstacles quickly, as if force could solve them at once. But the river shows us another way. With quiet persistence, it keeps flowing, and little by little, it finds its path. This patient movement does not mean weakness. The river is soft, yet it carries great power. Over years, it creates valleys and shapes the land. Its power is not in speed, but in constancy. In the same way, our steady effort, even if small, can transform our lives. With patience, we can keep moving, even when progress is not easy to see. The river also teaches us to trust the journey. It never doubts that it will reach the sea, though it does not know every turn ahead. If we walk through life with the same trust, we may feel less fear. We can allow each day to carry us forward, like the river's current, knowing that patience will bring us where we need to go. When we look at a tree, we see a quiet story of patience. A tree does not grow in one day or one season. From a small seed, it slowly becomes a sapling, then a strong trunk with wide branches. Each year adds only a little growth, but over time, it becomes tall and lasting. The tree reminds us that real growth takes time, and patience is the soil in which strength is born. In our lives, we often hope for quick results. We want our work to succeed soon, our relationships to be perfect, our worries to end right away. Yet life rarely moves in such a hurry. Like the tree, we need seasons of waiting. There are times when our efforts seem invisible, when nothing appears to change. But beneath the surface, just like roots reaching deeper into the ground, growth is happening in silence. The tree also shows us how patience brings stability. Its roots hold firm in the earth, so when storms come, it bends but does not break. We, too, can build deep roots through steady practice and gentle endurance. With patience, we learn not to be shaken by every difficulty. And notice how a tree gives without asking. It offers shade, fruit, and shelter to birds and animals. This generosity does not come quickly. It is the result of years of steady growth. In the same way, when we allow patience to guide us, our lives can naturally become a source of peace and support for others. The growth of a tree tells us that patience is not wasted time. It is the quiet process by which life becomes strong, generous, and beautiful. When we stand under the night sky, we meet a silence that feels endless. Stars shine far above us, steady and calm, while the moon moves slowly through its path. The sky does not rush to change. It holds its quiet beauty night after night, year after year. In this vast silence, we can feel how patience is woven into the universe itself. In our daily lives, we often surround ourselves with noise. We hurry through conversations, fill our days with tasks, and seek constant movement. Yet when we look up at the night sky, all of this rushing becomes small. The stars remind us that there is no need to hurry. Their light takes thousands of years to reach us, and still it arrives, steady and bright. The silence of the sky teaches us that patience is not empty. It is full of presence. In the quiet, there is space for reflection, for seeing clearly, and for understanding what truly matters. Just as the sky holds both darkness and light, patience allows us to hold our joys and struggles without needing to resolve them immediately. The moon also shows us the value of slow change. It grows from a thin crescent to full, then slowly fades again. Nothing is forced, and nothing is wasted. Each stage has its beauty. In the same way, our lives have seasons that take time to unfold. When we allow ourselves to rest in the silence of the night sky, we may find comfort. We may realize that we, too, are part of something vast and patient. This silence tells us that even in waiting, there is a deep and timeless peace. The seasons move in a circle, each one arriving in its own time. Spring brings blossoms, summer brings warmth, autumn offers falling leaves, and winter gives rest. None of them hurries, and none of them stays forever. This rhythm shows us how patience is built into the very heartbeat of the earth. In our lives, we may want endless spring, full of new beginnings and bright energy. But nature does not work that way. Without the stillness of winter, there could be no fresh start in spring. Without the letting go of autumn, there could be no space for new growth. The seasons remind us that everything has its time, and that patience means accepting each stage as it comes. When we look at the seasons, we see that waiting is not wasted. Seeds rest in the soil during winter, hidden and unseen. Yet this time of waiting is necessary for their growth. In the same way, when we feel our lives are quiet or slow, it may be a time of hidden preparation. Patience helps us trust that these quiet seasons also have meaning. The seasons also show us balance. No season is greater than the others. Each one has a gift to give. By watching them, we learn that patience is not about forcing life into what we want, but about receiving each moment as it is. When we live with the rhythm of the seasons in our hearts, we can find peace in change. We do not need to rush to hold on to summer or to avoid winter. Like the earth itself, we can let life turn, trusting that every season has its beauty and every season has its purpose. A seed begins its journey in darkness. Hidden beneath the soil, it waits quietly. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. Yet deep inside, slow changes are taking place. The seed is preparing to break open, to send out roots, and to reach toward the light. This hidden time of waiting is a lesson in patience. In our own lives, we may feel discouraged when we cannot see results right away. We may think our efforts are wasted, or that our dreams will never grow. But the seed shows us that much of life's growth happens where no one can see. Patience means trusting the unseen work, believing that time will bring the right conditions for change. The soil protects the seed during its waiting. Rain falls, the earth holds warmth, and slowly the seed gathers strength. In the same way, when we wait with patience, life is quietly preparing us. The lessons, the experiences, and the strength we need are forming, even if we do not yet notice. When the seed finally breaks the surface, it is fragile. It grows little by little, reaching upward while its roots deepen below. Without patience, it could not survive. The long hidden time in the soil gave it the power to rise. This simple truth shows us that waiting is not emptiness, it is part of growth. Just as seeds trust the soil and the seasons, we too can trust the process of life. With patience, we can endure the dark times, knowing that something new is quietly preparing to bloom. Stones rest upon the earth for centuries. They lie in rivers, on mountains, and in fields, holding their place through sun, rain, wind, and storm. They do not chase change, yet they are slowly shaped by time. The endurance of stones teaches us that patience is not simply waiting. It is the strength to remain steady in the face of life's long journey. When we touch a stone, we can feel its quiet stability. It does not bend under pressure. It does not break easily. It carries the memory of ages, yet it stays present in this moment. In the same way, patience allows us to remain calm and steady, even when life brings pressure and difficulty. Over the years, water smooths the stone, wind shapes its edges, and fire deep within the earth forms its beauty. This is not fast work. It may take thousands of years, but the result is lasting strength and quiet grace. Our own growth is similar. The challenges and experiences of life may feel heavy, but over time they polish us, shaping our character. The stone also shows us humility. It does not demand attention, yet it supports the path, the riverbed, or the foundation of a home. Its presence is quiet but essential. Patience works the same way in our lives. It may not be noticed every day, but it gives us the strength to support others and to build something that lasts. The endurance of stones reminds us that true patience is not fragile. It is solid, grounded, and deeply connected to time itself. When we learn from the stone, we understand that patience is a form of strength that can carry us through the storms of life. When we look up at the sky, we see clouds drifting slowly across the blue. They do not force their way forward, and they do not cling to one place. They move with the wind, changing shapes and colors, sometimes bright and soft, sometimes heavy with rain. The gentle movement of clouds shows us how patience can be light, calm, and free. In life, we often hold tightly to our plans or desires. When things do not go as we expect, we may feel frustrated or restless. Clouds remind us that it is possible to move with patience, without resistance. They accept the direction of the wind and still remain beautiful. In the same way, when we accept the flow of life, we can move forward with greater ease. Clouds also teach us that patience does not mean being fixed or unchanging. They are always moving, always becoming something new. Yet their journey is never rushed. They show us that patience allows change to happen naturally, in its own time, without pressure. Even storm clouds have a lesson. They gather slowly, release their rain, and then clear away, giving space for sunlight once again. Difficult times in our lives are like these clouds. With patience, we understand that storms are not forever. They come, they pass, and they leave behind fresh air and open skies. The clouds move gently, reminding us that patience can be soft. It does not need to be heavy like stone or strong like a mountain. Sometimes, patience is simply allowing ourselves to float, to breathe, and to trust that life carries us where we need to go. Each night, the moon rises and takes its place in the sky. It follows a patient path, never rushing, never skipping its turn. From a thin crescent to a full, bright circle, and then slowly fading again, the moon shows us the beauty of steady cycles. Its long journey teaches us that patience is not only about waiting, but about trusting the rhythm of time. In our lives, we often want things to stay the same when they are pleasant, or to change quickly when they are difficult. But the moon reminds us that both fullness and emptiness have their place. Just as the dark nights prepare the way for the bright ones, the quieter seasons of our lives prepare us for times of growth. Patience means accepting these shifts without fear. The moon also reflects light, not its own, but borrowed from the sun. It does not compete, and it does not complain. It simply shines in its own gentle way, enough to guide travelers in the night. From this, we learn that patience allows us to shine when it is our time, without needing to hurry or to compare ourselves with others. The moon's journey is long, and it repeats again and again. Yet each cycle feels fresh, carrying its own quiet beauty. In the same way, patience helps us see that life's repetitions are not wasted. Every sunrise, every conversation, every simple act can carry new meaning if we meet it calmly. When we look at the moon, we see a companion in the night sky, moving slowly but surely. Its journey tells us that patience is not the absence of movement. It is steady progress, guided by trust in the rhythm of life. The earth changes slowly, almost too slowly for us to notice. Mountains rise, valleys form, rivers carve their paths, and stones turn into sand. None of this happens in a day, or even in a lifetime. It is the quiet work of time, shaping the world with endless patience. This reminds us that true transformation often takes longer than we imagine. In our daily lives, we sometimes grow restless when progress feels invisible. We may think nothing is changing, or that our efforts are too small. But the earth teaches us otherwise. Even the smallest movement, repeated over time, can bring great change. A drop of water may seem weak, but over centuries, it can wear away solid rock. Patience allows us to trust in this slow power. The earth also shows us that waiting does not mean stillness. Beneath the surface, seeds are breaking open, roots are spreading, and minerals are forming. Time is always at work, even when the surface looks unchanged. In the same way, patience gives us the courage to believe in what we cannot yet see. Our lives may be quietly preparing us for moments of growth and renewal. We can also see how the earth accepts change without resistance. Continents drift, climates shift, and landscapes evolve. This acceptance is not weakness, it is the strength of patience. By learning from the earth, we too can face life's slow changes with calm hearts. The quiet work of time on the earth shows us that patience is not passive. It is a gentle but steady force, shaping everything it touches. When we learn to trust time, we begin to see that patience is itself a creative power, silently forming beauty and strength in our lives. Every day, the sun rises and gives light to the world. Every evening, the sun sets and darkness returns. Day and night share the sky, each taking its turn, neither rushing nor holding on too long. This balance teaches us that patience means allowing time to unfold naturally, without trying to control what cannot be controlled. In our lives, we often prefer the day. We enjoy moments of energy, clarity, and activity. At the same time, we may resist the night, those times of rest, stillness, or uncertainty. Yet just as the earth needs both sunlight and darkness, we too need both movement and rest. Patience allows us to accept each side, knowing that neither lasts forever. Day and night also show us the value of trust. No matter how dark the night may seem, the sunrise always comes. No matter how bright the day, the evening always follows. This rhythm is steady and dependable. When life feels uncertain, we can remember this truth. Just as night turns to day, challenges will also pass in their time. The meeting of day and night at dawn and dusk reminds us of gentle transitions. Change does not need to be sudden or harsh. The sky softens as light enters or fades, teaching us that patience can make change smoother and less frightening. The balance of day and night shows us a world in harmony. Neither fights for control, and neither is permanent. When we live with this balance in our hearts, we can find peace. We learn to wait with trust, to rest without fear, and to walk steadily through both brightness and shadow. After a great storm, the land may look broken. Trees lie on the ground, rivers overflow, and the air feels heavy. Yet if we return to the same place after some time, we see nature quietly healing. New leaves grow, flowers return, and animals find their way back. This slow recovery teaches us that patience is a gentle force that can restore even what seems lost. In our lives, storms may come in many forms: illness, loss, or sudden change. In those moments, we may feel shaken and wonder if we will ever return to peace. But nature shows us that healing is not quick, and it does not need to be. Step by step, strength returns. With patience, we allow time to do its quiet work. The broken branches on the ground may become food for insects or soil for new plants. Even what seems like damage becomes part of renewal. In the same way, our hardships can prepare us for growth, though it may not be clear at first. Patience helps us see that even pain can be part of transformation. Nature never hurries to heal. The earth simply continues its rhythm, and life rises again. When we learn from this, we understand that our own recovery, whether of the body, heart, or spirit, does not need to follow a deadline. Time, care, and quiet endurance are enough. The slow healing of nature after storms reminds us that nothing is ever truly finished. With patience, life finds a way to renew itself. And when we carry this lesson within us, we can face our storms with hope, trusting that healing will come, little by little, in its own time. When we look closely at nature, we see that all things move together in a slow, graceful rhythm. Birds rise with the morning light, flowers open and close with the sun, Rivers travel patiently to the sea, and stars turn quietly above us. This unhurried dance of life shows us that patience is not about standing still, but about moving in harmony with the world around us. In our own lives, we sometimes feel out of step. We rush while others move slowly, or we wait while others seem far ahead. This can bring feelings of pressure or doubt. Yet when we see how life itself moves in its own rhythm, we understand that there is no need to compete. Patience teaches us that every step has its place, and every moment belongs to its own time. The dance of life is unhurried, because it does not chase after anything. The sun does not rush to rise, and the ocean does not hurry its waves. Everything unfolds naturally. In the same way, we can choose to live with trust instead of urgency. Patience allows us to rest in the rhythm of our own lives, without forcing ourselves into a faster pace. This dance is also full of connection. Each part of nature depends on another. The tree gives shelter, the river brings water, the earth offers food. The beauty comes not from speed, but from balance. Patience helps us see that life is not a race to be won, but a shared dance to be enjoyed. The unhurried dance of life reminds us that peace comes when we move gently, step by step, in time with the world. With patience, we find that every moment is already part of the dance. Patience is not something we must search for outside ourselves. It is already present within us, waiting to be remembered. When we look to the mountains, rivers, trees, stones, and sky, we see reflections of our own nature. These lessons from the earth remind us that life does not ask us to hurry. It asks us to be steady, gentle, and open to time's unfolding. In our daily struggles, patience can be a true companion. It helps us breathe when life feels heavy. It teaches us to wait without fear, to trust the unseen work of time, and to find peace even in moments of change. With patience, we do not need to force every answer or solve every problem immediately. We can allow space for growth to appear naturally, like a seed rising toward the sun. The gift of patience is not only for ourselves. When we live patiently, we become calmer with others. We give more room for kindness, more space for understanding. Our presence becomes like a steady stone or a gentle river, offering peace to those around us. In this way, patience is not only a personal strength, but also a gift we share with the world. As we end this reflection, I wish to express my deep gratitude to you. Thank you for your support through likes, subscriptions, comments, super thanks, and membership. Each gesture is felt with appreciation, and it helps this space of quiet reflection to continue. Your presence here is itself a gift, and I am sincerely thankful.